Hey, I'm John.
I'm Nick.
And today I did a thing. I've got some FDM printers. I've got the Ender 3 Pro. Also married that with the V2. It's kind of like a hodgepodge of all the good parts of each and kind of together. I've got an AnyCubic Chiron, which is much bigger. Yeah, 400 by 400 by 400 millimeter square print size. The whole reason was go big or go home for that. Yeah. This is a different animal. I don't think any of us have a resin printer.
No, I believe you're the guinea pig on this one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm the guinea pig. So, a couple things. I know there's two boxes here, and I was saying I got one printer. The wash and cure basin, or wash and cure machine that comes with it, it's kind of a package deal. Not required, highly recommended. Unless you want to do a mechanism that wash and cure your prints yourself. Yeah. So that'll be in there too. We'll unbox not the Chiron, the Photon. It's a Photon Mono 4K. So it's got 4K resolution. It's a DOP resin printer. And yeah, let's see what we got. All right. Alright, so where to start? I believe you can probably see on the front.
That is the Mega 3.
So this is gonna be Mega 3. So this is gonna be the resin box. Let's do that first so we can see kind of what that is. And I know I'm gonna kind of disappear behind you for a behind the box for a second. Table's a little big.
I promise he's over here.
So we'll cut this open and see what we got.
You know, and it's funny because, you know, it seems like everybody does the iteration of starting with the FDM printer. Like you saw some of the videos of us putting together the Ender 5 Pro sitting over in the corner. So, you know, what I'm thinking, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, the resin printer is the next evolution for somebody that is 3D printing adventure. So
it's a beast of its own. So you may have, let's say, had your resin or your standard printer for, I don't know, I've had mine for a couple years now. Maybe you were around since the beginning of it, where they were just wooden bases and using weed eater wire. Yep. and it wasn't, no one's making this filament for you. Yeah, it was a bit tough in that sense, and then it got to the point of this is a different chemical reaction, a different idea, but it gets the same job done. And the reason that I was so excited about this is the resolution. And you're talking 4K. Most things are getting just a 4K resolution on your screens. Right. If I can get a resolution of 4K for my resin print, I'll be happy. Yeah. And there's 6Ks and 8Ks and blah, blah, blah. 4K is good enough for me right now. A good step in. And I think, honestly, this is also bigger than most. So.
Yeah, it's the first, you know, official step into that realm. And it's kind of funny because it's one of the very few printers that turns a solid liquid to a solid. And you know it's a liquid. Because it starts as a liquid. Yeah. So... You know, we start getting a little bit of physics and a little bit of math and stuff like that when this thing's working. There it is. Well, that's the wash and cure station, right?
Yeah, so this is the wash and cure station. It's very similar look to the topper. You can kind of see on here. I've got a box in here. I'm not going to open that up. I know what's in there. It's just the little the containers, or I might actually have to open it up, but we'll get to that in a second. But this goes on top. It'll seal your prints in. This is that's fine. It's just the
direction.
Yeah, just the directions. So in here, this is what you would use and fill up with alcohol. It's got a tray in there so you can pick your prints up. We'll go ahead and open that so you can see.
Well, what level of alcohol should they be using?
You should be using 99% isopropyl alcohol. 70% will get you by, but so the reason for the alcohol is if you've got some residue, it's not coming off your bed. It's breaking up that that bond to your print bed. And what you can do is then take like a rag or a cloth, hopefully nothing abrasive, microfiber towel, and you can then wipe off any excess resin, any types of filament, and you can get those things kind of taken care of. Because if you have any excess oils or anything on there, it's going to stick to your next print, or it's going to cause your next print to fail.
Yeah.
So that's very important. So you've got, this is what you would set on here. Inside, of course, it would be inside here, but you would set in here, and this is where you would pick your print up after you've washed it, and then you would set it on the table and let it cure. So it's 2 stations or 2 settings, and you can set all those settings on here. The bottom of here actually has a fan, and I don't know if you can, it's attached to the bottom. You can see it down here. Maybe you can see it if I spin it like this. But this fan is what's going to be using to, it'll spin up your alcohol so that it will effectively wash your print. Because what you're going to notice is after you finish the print, if you don't wash and cure it, it's toxic to touch. It could let off fumes that are toxic. Now, it's not going to be toxic where you smell it and you're going to like pass out immediately, but it's not good for you. And over time, can cause some problems. So, also, if you don't wash or cure it, it will cause integrity issues in your print and cause your print to fail. There's also over curing. You make it brittle. It'll then snap apart. So think about you leave anything on heat too long, it'll become hard, and then it'll become more brittle and shatter if you try to.
It's kind of like knife making.
Yeah. So those are those things. So that's this guy. And it's magnetic on the bottom, so like when I set it down, I actually just watched it. I don't know if you saw it. The fan oriented itself to where the magnet is. So yeah, you can see those. I'm going to toss everything back in here for now.
If you think about it, it works like one of the cure stations like you would have, or the stirring stations, I should say, that you would have in chemistry. Or any type of lab-based experimentation, because it spins and stirs the compounds and stuff like that down at the bottom.
Okay, so we've got this bad boy, and it kind of fits on there like this.
Yep.
And then you would put.
If you ever run out of lids, you can go to Sam's.
Yeah, exactly. These things. This is actually beautiful because these lids. I've got big boxes where I store my filament. Not really a dry box because I don't have a mechanism that's drying the filament, but I have the. What are those packets? Desiccant?
Yeah, desiccant packets.
I think that's what it is. I have those kind of filled up, and I've got big packets of those. And
there you go. Eureka!
Boom. So that would be everything, because one of the most important parts is this piece back here too. That's going to be more for your curing, and that's why that base. There's another piece that will spin while it's curing. So you got your UV rays coming out of that. So that's that. On the back, it's just a power switch. On the front, it's just a knob and settings for wash and cure. So we will set this.
We'll set that aside over here in this corner. There you go.
So it's a start.
I'll be a talking head on this side.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah, it's a start. I think it's really cool. I like the tints of it, and I think that the size is good for what I want to do. I have a pre-built, like my grandpa put together a table that's actually perfect height for these two things. So the wash and cure basin will be below, and then this bad boy will be on top doing the prints. So I can kind of do things simultaneous.
The good thing about it being yellow is you don't have to wear safety glasses.
Yeah. You should, however, have gloves.
When when looking at it when it's in here, when you are handling this stuff, please wear gloves. You can use the nitrite gloves or anything that's non-chemical resistant.
Yeah. Now after you cure it, you're fine.
No gloves are required.
Yeah, you don't need the gloves anymore. I'm probably still gonna have the gloves when I take it out of the cure system, because I'm putting things in that are non-cured as well, like before it gets cured, and just safety. You shouldn't ever cut corners when you're talking safety. Just period.
The other thing is, if you're sensitive to chemicals, you have asthma or anything like that, please wear a mask, some sort of respirator system when working around these things. Just because it is a chemical compound that is in the air. You know, it's safe for most things, but you know, just wear a mask, respirator. You can use the same ones used for painting.
Yeah,
and you should be fine.
I do believe it comes with one. So if I'm not mistaken, this box right here should have, there's my instructions, but this box right here should have, it's got gloves, it's got a plastic spatula as well as a metal spatula. You should be using the plastic spatula when you're taking it off before it goes in the print wash and cure, and the metal spatula should be used to clean the bed. It shouldn't be used to take your print off the bed. You're going to damage your print. Power supply's in here. It's got some filters so you can put your resin back into the bottle, like the unused resin. And yeah, it does have a
COVID mask.
Yeah, little mask. I suggest a better respirator, better than that, depending on how much exposure you're getting. If you're going to be in that room with it for longer than 10-15 minutes, I suggest a better mask.
Yeah, please go get yourself one of the dual phase, the dual canister masks. Those will help you out, especially if you're asthmatic and you can't be around that type of stuff and you're afraid of it getting down in your lungs. Which, if you have one of these things, you would understand that is a requirement. So, you know, requirement to, you know, to be around this stuff. However, if you're going to do that, you're going to be around it for long periods of time, please wear a respirator. And, you know, use a high quality respirator that is chemical resistant, which you can find those at Lowe's and Home Depot.
Yeah, just do your research before you just go buy a random one though, because Amazon, they do this thing where they'll throw up as many, if they see that you're looking for a respirator, they'll just throw up as many as you can. And if you're anything like me, I'm a cheapskate. I sort from low to high. Cheap is not better.
Yeah, not in this case.
Not
when you're dealing with safety.
Yeah, when it's your safety, like don't do that. All right, what are you doing?
It's like
it's like attached to something.
That's what it is.
Oh, this thing is stuck. If you pull,
gotta push the yellow piece down.
Oh, hold on.
It's all one bag.
Oh, it is all one bag. There we go.
There we go. We swear we know what we're doing. Or maybe not.
Hey, we told them we'd never done the resin printer before.
Yeah, it's a new adventure for some of us.
It's not the same bag. It's a bag inside of a bag.
Sounds kind of counterproductive.
Yeah, right? Well, as long as it's keeping everything together. As long as all of my parts are not bent,
yep,
I'm happy camper. So what we have actually in here, if I could get my fingers on it, this is actually your print bed. Smaller than you thought, right?
Yeah, definitely.
A lot smaller than you think, but 4K resolution. This is exactly what I thought it would be. If you see,
and inside there's that monochrome plate inside here.
This is actually LCD.
Yeah. Your tank.
This is the tank. Plastic, but it feels firm.
Yeah. Well, you can always 3D print one if it breaks.
Yeah, well, that's one thing. Well, I planned on maybe getting a metal tank or metal vat too, just to see. Ooh,
yeah, I'll say the size of the bed's a little underwhelming.
Yeah, it's smaller than you think.
But it gets some really high resolution prints.
So we said it before. We're talking quality over size as well. I mean, I started with the Ender 3 and I made that quality as best as I was trying to get it, and then that's when I started moving to the bigger prints.
The race for the Prusa.
Yeah, if I had the money, I would have got the Prusa. But that would also take away the fun of fixing it.
Yeah.
Well, don't get me wrong, Prusas break too. I think my brother has a problem with his thermistor the most. But to me, the problems that he's had comparable on any Creality or Ender or even the AnyCubic has been so much less. And the prints that are one piece that are articulated together are so much better on the Prusa. But I can still get close to that on the Ender. It just takes more upgrades, that's all. And if you're looking at the S1, a friend of mine has it. It does those upgrades for you.
Everything's already pre-done.
Yeah, it's trying to get to that point without you having to pay the $800-900, which is not easy for the first entry-level consumer.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to this though. As you can see, it does feel a little bit smaller. Like the basin, actually, you would expect to be a little bit smaller, but at the end of the day, the thing that is the most important about this and the way that this works is this LCD screen down here with the 4K resolution on it. And if I tilt it forward, you can kind of see it's right there. And this is the arm that would attach your print bed to. And this actually, the way that it works is your print bed, your tank, let's say, is going to be at the bottom. There is a clear plate on the base of your resin tray so that this can show through. This is going to attach on the top here. So it attaches on the top there. And yeah, of course, you're going to need to level your bed. It's a different idea as far as leveling your bed with this. Oh, and there's no way to turn this. Ooh, it's greasy too. This is a lot more greasy than the Ender 5's lead screw.
Yeah, I'll have to go tomorrow and go get some white lithium grease.
This looks, I mean, it looks good though.
Yeah. Looks like it'll perform.
Yeah, from what I'm seeing, but it's perfect. This is the print bed.
And it's almost level right out the box.
Right.
It's a little up on one side, but other than that, it's almost level across the board.
Yeah, it's pretty good. One thing I'll say is it's not going to be as big a headache to level the bed. It's pretty easy because it's gravity assisted, right? And what I mean by that is you'll loosen these there's 2 screws on each side, so you loosen the screws and you can get it to lay flat on that bed with the before you put the resin tank on there, and that's how you would level your bed.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's like 5 minutes compared to maybe 20-30 minutes for an FDM printer, so a standard filament melter. So boom, that's that. We'll put the top on so you can see it all together. Boom. Hey, and it's actually,
they're about the same height.
Yeah, they're about height. One thing that
they're a little wider than the other.
I appreciate, and it may just be kind of how I'm looking at it, but even when I look at it when it's recorded, this is very clearly a different tint than this.
Yeah, it is.
So very clearly tells me this is the printer, this is your cure station. That was one thing I was a bit worried about because they do look very similar at first glance, and especially when you're looking at a picture online, it's not going to do it justice. But yeah, these two things together, they're going to exist. I have a space saved for them, and hopefully we'll be able to get them running. It's quite a bit easier than putting together a standard FDM printer. So
this put that thing together in like 2 seconds.
Yeah, this might be just plug and play.
Yeah,
and then that's also the beauty of why I wanted to try it. That coupled with the quality, because yeah, we want to print some quality, some detailed prints, and that it's a lot tougher to do with the FDM. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's everything.
Yeah, I think we got everything.
Yeah, I don't have anything else. I did get a couple things with it just to be ready for a first print. Like, of course, you need resin. You can't make something if you don't have something to make it out of. Like, what is your medium? I've got, oh my God, buckets and buckets of isopropyl alcohol, 99% proof. Please. I've got a mat because once you take it off of the print bed, it may still drip a little bit of resin.
Oh, okay.
So you want to get an anti-slip mat or something where you can set it to where it's not dripping on your floor, or you can catch it. And for me, I got a silicone mat that I can just take to wherever and kind of take care of what I want. Also, I wanted to address one quick thing. You can't just throw the unused resin away. It's toxic, like we were saying.
Yeah.
Much like how you can't just throw oil down your sink, or you can't, like when you change your oil at your house, if you do that, you can't just dump it in the yard. You need to take it to a recycling center. And the beauty is, though, for the most part, is after a print, you can use that filter you have, and you can pour it back into the bottle. Most of it is reusable.
Yep.
Most of it. The defects and like excess pieces are going to float to the top, and you can kind of skim them off. Or if you pour them into the filter, it'll just catch them all.
And you can go to any paint store and get those filters. They're the same filters you use for an HVLP spray gun. So that's the best part. So you can go to any Sherwin-Williams or Lowe's, Home Depot, or whatnot, and actually get those, or you can order them from Amazon through AnyCubic. So, you know, it's pretty much the same exact filter you're going to use to shoot HVLP for car paint and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. But yeah, this is it. Oh, one other thing, I got a carbon filter for that area, that room I have it in. A big worry is not necessarily that I will be in that room without, you know, a respirator or being precautious, but it's the other people that go into my home or that room I'm mostly worried about. So,
cats.
Yeah, cats, animals, yeah. So, like, please, it's not just your safety. Think about the ones around you, and don't cause them any pain that they don't need. So, but yeah, that's everything. That's all I got.
Safety first.
Yeah, safety first. Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, I'm excited to get this guy going and show you guys what the prints look like. So I'm gonna take this bad boy and plug her in, and we'll get back to you with how that looks. Yeah.
There you go. You know, with that, you know, I'm pretty sure we can go ahead and sign off at this point.
Yeah.
You know, y'all keep you know, learning, and you know, we'll keep making this, and you know, let us know if you have any questions on any of this. You know, please check out, you know, the podcast. It's you know, Tech at Lunch on all mediums. And then if you go to blog.vulcanara.com, the link will be in the description. That is our new blog post that we're doing through Blogger. We also have our regular websites, vulcanara.com. So you can find us on almost all social media under Vulcanara Tech. You know, send us a message, let us know what you like, what you don't like. Or, you know, post a comment. You know, like, comment, and share. You know, make sure your friends know about us. And we'll keep pumping out, you know, content if we can.
Yeah.
So, you know, hey, you know, y'all keep learning, and we'll keep making stuff. We'll see y'all later.
Take it easy.